You voted for it. All right, here we go to the draft. Oh, well, that's a pretty easy one. Now, I haven't yet. I played against this card once. I've never played with it. It looked great.
That card's stupid. I don't even. I've seen it in a game maybe once or twice, but like.
Right. I've heard tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate to have to interact with. What else do we have going on in this pack? Supreme Will, Torment Scarabs. It seemed like everybody landed on medium for that.
No, I think it's good.
Card. Medium plus? Just good?
Just good.
Okay. Unquenchable Thirst. A lot of medium black in this pack in general.
Black's pretty medium.
You can expect a black card to come back. Yeah, that's fair. It takes the easy Mirror Arc. Is that what it's called? Mirror Arc?
Yeah.
Takes the easy, stupid double champion.
So this pack's like interesting.
Unsummon is the best blue card. Devotee of Strength is quite good, although it doesn't seem like people are as high on it as maybe I would have expected. Yeah, that card not quite panned out.
Like, there's no way you can take Unsummon over Open Fire here, I think. To me, this is probably like Open Fire versus Devotee of Strength, but like secretly, I think the Feral Prowler might actually be better than Devotee of Strength. So, Devotee of Strength is like a card that looks like it should be super good. And
just, like, well, because there's been formats that you and I have both played that would have been beyond.
But like this, it's just in a really weird place where like the decks that are planning to have a lot of mana don't really want to be playing a 3/2 on 3,
or care about giving a creature +2/2.
Yeah. And so like it's good in like the green white and green red beatdown decks.
Very good.
Yeah. But like there are other, like, you might prefer to just have a 3-mana exert creature in those spots where you get to like get
the mana sink is so valuable in those decks though, and the exert decks don't come together as synergy as they used to in my experience. I think that guy's great there, but I agree with you that it's much more suspect than you would expect. I think the Open Fire is the pick.
Yeah,
for what it's worth.
I mean, it just depends on how attached you are to like this Mirror Arc and like. You could just, like, the Feral Prowler is just like a sticky creature in play to like make that guy bigger and stuff. But.
So this is very interesting. I think it's like, so Riddle Form is probably independently the best card in the pack. You're not going to take that.
You're giving up on Mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Although it's great with the Open Fire. But these 3 green cards, Oasis, Prowler, and the Cycling Desert, all seem pretty close to me. I don't know like how I would choose between those.
Yeah, so I mean, like, in general, I think like I like deserts overall, but like premium commons, and I think Prowler's a little below premium common. So I like taking Desert over that. And then it's just a question of whether you want to tap Desert or untap Cycling Desert. And with Oasis in particular, I've found the ability just like doesn't come up all that often. And cycling lands are better than basic lands. Ignoring like Desert as a feature, like a rare Desert or a rare cycling land from the first set that's only half on color, I would prefer to have over basic. So I think in the same spot here, I'd rather have a Cycling Desert than an untapped Desert.
You're definitely keeping an eye on that Riddle Form or something that's possibly going to your left immediately, though. That card's quite good. This pack, we have Black Desert, Doomfall. I don't know how you feel about Doomfall. It messed me up a lot at the beginning of the format, I will say that, but I haven't seen it do as much lately. So you would lean Black Desert over Doomfall if you were going to take one of those, I'm guessing?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you lean? I'm guessing you would also lean Black Desert over a 3/3 for 3.
No. I'm looking not to be black. Okay. I think it's the weakest color by a wide margin.
Sure.
And I already have 2 colors. I like the Naga here.
I wasn't treating it as a black card.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not interested in like splashing a black.
No, I just mean like I'll find something black card to splash, but I'm not considering it to putting me in.
There's not even a good splashable black card though. Like the common removal spell is double, and I don't like the -1/-1 counter removal spell.
That's fair. I've just found the 3/3 for 3 to be walled solid. It's basically like filler. Like I'd so much rather be ramping with all of the decks.
Yeah, but I mean he's like if you're thinking of yourself as a red green deck, like I think that's a fine thing to be doing on 3.
That's true. Now, Hippo is a card I do not mind taking early. That card has really paid for me. It's the biggest thing around, and it never rots.
Yeah, I think that this is like, kind of just like a strategy preference between Manolith, Hippo, and Longshot, Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I think red-green's not really a good place for Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. They're generally going to be like dominating the ground anyway, so they don't care about like an 0/4 blocker. and they're going to be like winning in big chunks, so they don't really care about the pinging. So I think I like Hippo. Giving Trample to the Mirror is like actually a pretty big game, since it's like a giant creature. Trample's going to be big there. But like I certainly like the flexibility that Manolith gives. We were talking about how I want more openness in the 6-man draft. I have like big guys, like I have at least the Mirror that I can ramp into, and Mirror's kind of worst in red-green, where you aren't going to have as many good keywords like flying. And
I was just
lifelink.
thinking that I hadn't been thinking that was a slight push towards green-blue, where you would just pick up flying for free, or green-white.
And so like I like being able to like dodge into an archetype where I'm going to get some more words on my guy, but
whoa! You just took another 3/3 for 3?
Another 3/3 for 3 out of a pack that wasn't great, I think. So given that he didn't take the Manolith and he's looking to be 2-color here, I think it's a pretty easy 4-mana 3/3 out of this pack. But I guess
was there
he's like
one
not
black
committed
card
to red.
taken?
He only has the
what was the
fire.
best black card in this pack?
I think the best black card was
what was it? Was there a desert or something? There was one more, wasn't there?
I don't remember what it was, but I think Torment was the best one.
Okay. Maybe there wasn't another one. Yeah, a Devastator, I agree. Already having a red card makes that pretty easy.
I mean, you like... Yeah. He only has the open fire that he took second, and he hasn't seen a lot of other red. I could see trying to bail, but... Oh, he
all the green came back.
And the red desert.
So you definitely... Green is
and he's looking at Sandblast here? That
would
to me
be
is crazy.
Wildly wrong. Like, you're getting all the... Yeah, I can't imagine Sandblast here. Desert is maybe justifiable, but I would just lock down.
Totally
I would just lock down the green, honestly, at this point.
He just has so many 3-drops already.
Yeah, I might take the Feral Prowler. Like,
sure. Well, here he gets the other Feral Prowler back.
Feral Prowler was my early call in this format, if you recall. Like, I was...
Yeah. I would blur here for sure.
Yep. I did finally make good use of a Dune Diviner. We're pretty deep on strictly better 3-drops. So this deck is shaping up so far solidly but unexcitingly. Where's the drama? If green stays as open as it is, this deck could end up being very good, though. So the 5-color decks are usually not heavy green. When you're heavy green, what are you usually doing?
I mean, I guess just like this, just like a bunch of creatures. Like the way that you get to be heavy green is by putting the green creatures in your deck, right?
Right. How do you make them work? Like 3/3 for 3. How are we?
I'm gonna be honest. Red green is like the worst archetype that's not black.
So we have our choice of tricks here.
Yeah,
I'm guessing Kindled Fury and red green is going to be a little bit better with your already large guys, but
like.
All right.
Yeah, maybe.
3/3 for 3 to me beg for Kindled Fury.
Yeah, like especially when you are deep on 3-drops, being able to go attack with my 3-drop, play another 3-drop on 4 is pretty good.
Yeah, your risk of being clunky.
Yeah, there's a good chance Kindled Fury would have been the better pick there. And that pick I don't like.
You take the card for your sideboard instead of the card from somebody else's sideboard?
Well, no, I guess you
like
know for a fact
it's going to an
enemy.
So.
No, I
agree with what you're saying.
I take it back.
But
I like that pick.
But I get where you're coming. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, in a team draft, I like that pick. Whoa, hello.
All right,
so clearly,
see if we'd had more faith instead of being all about these 3/3s for 3,
we could have already had a Manolith.
We could have already had so much. There's Stalwart. Does he have a Stalwart? Like somehow pseudo click there? Get out of here with that.
Yeah, we see the Stalwart in the back. We know it's not.
Nobody cares about that Scrapper. We'll boot you right out of the scraps.
Don't even pretend you're thinking about taking a Scrapper here. He's looking at what's going to table.
Yeah. Maybe he'll table the.
He's like, there are these 2 cards I'm interested in. Maybe I'm going to get one of them back.
Well, is that a Desert's Hold? Okay,
it
so
is
Desert's Hold. You're not.
That's the best. Someone's taking Vile Manifestation.
Scrapper's not coming back as the best red card, and Stalwart's the best green card. He's getting nothing from this pack.
Green was open enough.
Well, for Antreras.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying, it's not exciting.
Maybe the Stalwart's not even going to be an exciting card
I
necessarily.
guess Forgotten Pharaohs gets a lot better if Lucas God pushes him into more of a 3-color deck, rather than like just trying to splash that.
Yes, it does. You see that strategic planning. That's a little much even for me, but we'll see. I guess most of his red cards suck.
And once you have the God, you start looking for it.
Yeah. Locust God table wall for Unfairs is where I'm thinking about for the draft. So what did we pass? We passed Riddle Form. We're not necessarily going to see a lot of blue back. I don't know what else we passed that was good. Like there is no good black.
Yeah. We didn't like see any white.
There was like a Dauntless Haven something that was talking about.
Okay. There was like the 5-mana 3/3 really early. But I would guess that the person passing to us is in white.
Well, they're gonna appreciate this rest.
Good point. Whatever.
Oh man, you're really written that Manolith right now. Promise you that. Well, Forgotten Pharaohs comes back. We're gonna be.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Do you do it? Do you move in?
Ooh.
Oh, there's a Sifter Worm.
Oh, well, yeah, you have to take the Sifter Worm
Yeah.
and just hope that the white deck you pass is a regular white deck and that you didn't just give it everything.
Is.
Yeah, it's probably a regular white deck, but if it's like random like white-black control deck, you know, it's gonna get ugly. Sifter Worm, though, is just the real business in ramp. Any life gain you can get into your ramp deck without, like, is just such a... I was one of the big... seeing you, I think you were the first person I saw regularly start to incorporate Angel of Mercy into your ramp decks.
That was
a real...
mostly Severa being like, this is what's up.
Yeah, it really was.
This one's interesting. There's nothing great. Like, if we were, you know...
There's a Traveler's Amulet.
If we were set on being, like, red-green beats, like, that 2-1 is actually, like, pretty respectable, but I think that trying to splash the Locust God...
Seriously?
No, I'm not saying... Once we have the Locust God, I think it's easily Traveler's
Amulet. Like, just at the 2-1, the Goblin Piker is respectable in red-green beats.
I got messed up by that thing at the PT. That's out of red-green.
Like, in spells, okay, but in... Well, I've seen it be whatever in spells. In red-green?
I mean, so it was just, like... You know, it was my second draft. I'm just like, I'm like blue-green ramp all giant fatties. I like play a scaled behemoth to like stabilize the board against his like no block tricks and stuff. And he just has 2 of those, and he's like, struggle, flash it back, take 4, and just like gets me into range.
I'm not sure that's standard though.
Yeah,
like I'm not
I'm
sure
just
that's
saying like the chip shots matter in it, like because red greens like the board gets clogged up sometimes, right? Because like,
that's great for 2-1s.
I mean, it's good to have some reach.
If you have, it's hard to have no spells, is what I'm saying.
It is hard, but like, if you can just air towards more tricks.
He did take the Traveler's Amulet. Now I think we'll pretty gladly take this Feral Prowler to. Oh, we got a Manolith. Also, I missed that.
Sorry, it slammed it back while we were distracted.
Yeah, he went the full length on the, and then. All right, I think we easily take the Feral Prowler here. We don't even have.
He's moving into Sandblast here.
No. That was.
All right. He's just messing with us. I might have taken the Red Desert over Feral Prowler, but
I think that's way wrong.
Yeah,
I might have taken it over Beneath the Sands there. I think that's way more reasonable.
I think we're past the point where we're looking for deserts, right? Like we have no desert paths.
So that's why I wasn't close to taking over the Feral Prowler. All right, yeah, okay.
We've gotten to the point of this draft where deserts aren't what we're about.
I've noticed that can be tough to notice because cycling lands you never really stop being about. Like there's a floor on how good they are, so you never like disregard them. But suddenly I sometimes prioritize others and then notice it's too late to get anything that cares.
Back. No one took the Vile Manifestation.
They did take the wall though, so he's between the Reason or the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Or again he's just.
I think he should Sidewinder here.
Yeah, I think he should Sidewinder too. It's a really good card and it doesn't push him into another color. His fixing's not going good enough that I think he's necessarily going to want to splash removal. Easy extra. Oh, there's a Consign to Oblivion that we didn't even notice the first time around.
And he takes that over Prowler.
I think I would take another Prowler there.
I would also take another Prowler.
Prowlers are just so good. They're such good blocks.
Yeah. No, I mean, he has Beneath the Sands and Manolith. Like, he's going to be able to cast Consign to Oblivion, but I want the blocker. I want to, like, have something on the board before I take a turn off to ramp.
Agree. He's not heavy on interaction, though, at this point. Like, I understand, you know, it sucks to just die to, like, not being able to get things off the board. That's a bounce spell that can do a removal impression.
Yeah, so Stern in the chat is suggesting that this is going to flood out because he wasn't prioritizing the deserts, which is, like, a reasonable concern. I think that the other way you can go is to prioritize the big cyclers and just play fewer lands.
Yeah, if he had that Riverwinder. Yeah, he didn't take that Riverwinder, and I do think that was a mistake.
You need some cycling in your deck here, and you can go either way, but you can't pass all the deserts and all the Riverwinders.
Yep. Someone in the chat says, I think too many people see the Prowlers as 1/3s. I think too many people don't see the Prowlers as draw card. I think that's the problem. Mess up your opponents, draw card. Alright, free roll,
Yeah, I
color
think you
fix
take
desert.
Yep. If we had
More Prowlers.
we'd be able to get
Yep.
some real mana out of that. Just pick. There's nothing for our deck.
Blue-red duel by some measures. Pick Prowlers as high as Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs when I'm playing a late game green deck. I pick Prowlers higher than Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs when I'm playing a late game green deck. I think, unless I'm a very light finisher where, like, you know, the walls are part of the win condition, but most of the time I think Prowler's better. The thing about Prowlers is there's nothing your opponent can do about it that is sad. Just nothing.
Right.
Like, anything they do is good for you and bad for them. Chase a defeat for the corner board.
So that your Locust God doesn't get countered. Though it's pretty hard to board in Grace Chase's defeat against this deck. You have to really mean it.
Alright, Weaver of Currents is the card in this pack.
I mean,
the card. Tormenting Voice
you can
is
like,
up there.
decide
Final
you're gonna
Reward.
splash Final Reward.
Yeah.
You can Quarry Hauler. Like,
No,
we
Final
don't have
Reward.
4-drops.
Nope.
Saying.
Final Reward over Quarry Hauler. I think it's Final Reward or Weaver.
How do you feel about Blue Cartouche? It's like pretty good in red-green beats. We can cast it.
I think it's worse
It's
than
hard on a
Weaver.
splash, but...
Like, Locust God is just the perfect card for Weaver, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
the actual perfect.
Yeah, it's...
So...
Cast Locust God on turn 4 is pretty nice. I'm not going to lie about that one.
I mean, it depends on what... I think I take the...
He went with Final Reward.
Okay. Yeah, Final Reward is reasonable. I like to dream a little bit here. This pack sucks.
We don't need another just like 3-mana body, so I don't think I'm into Trial of Strength.
Trial of Strength got so much less exciting as a card.
We can like, you know, Pathmaker Initiate's not like the right 2-drop for this deck.
Not
so
even
we
close.
hate a 2-drop.
Not even in the realm of the right 2-drop. I might go so far as to call it absolutely the wrong 2-drop.
We're taking a blue card here, which is fine. What do you think of Enigma Drake in a deck like this?
I
mean, I think the pick is the Naga Vitalist, but as a side question, Enigma Drake, just for the 4 toughness block.
Right, obviously. Unexciting. Oh, and for giving flying to our mirror.
Yeah, sure.
Do we have any other capabilities to give our mirror? It doesn't get when it dies draw a card, right? That's not.
No,
in
that's
there?
not a keyword. Yeah, so we get the Vitalist. That's good. This deck wants a Vitalist, but it doesn't want a Vitalist as much as I want it to want a Vitalist. You know, like we just don't have a lot of top end here. Like we have, like our top end is really top end. It's really big stuff. Hadn't really processed until just now exactly how stupid the Locust God with Mirror Arc is. I think he gives it flying and makes a bunch of dudes. It just goes off. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's kind of a thing. But yeah, outside of like, you know, we only have 4 cards that cost more than 4. Like we have a lot of mana in our deck with no card draw, no cycling lands. Like we need some more expensive cards.
We need some beef.
We need them stat. So.
And,
about that.
And most of the really good stuff, I mean, this is a team draft. Like, most of the good stuff, it's hard to get that to slide to you. People aren't going to let a Scaled Behemoth go out of turn.
Yeah, so are we just
Compulsory
taking
Rest versus
I think we might need
Drake?
we might need the high-impact card of a 3/4 flyer.
I think this Blur Blades is looking a little iffy also, now that we're down to a few red cards.
Alright, he takes the 3/4 flyer.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
That's
Winter
what he
Rebuke versus
Vizier.
Vizier is interesting.
Vizier did some really good work for me at the PT. But
people trying to use claustrophobia or whatever.
It was
I've gotten some
there's
folks.
some like Binding Mummy, tap your guy, smash with the team, untap your guy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But I have multiple times I've had people put claustrophobias or whatever it's called, unquenchable thirst on Initiate's Companion that I untap with Vizier to continue beating it again and again, and a 4/4 Vigilance that I untap to continue.
It's nice when you get to do that. But he ended up going to the wins here.
Alright, so we get a solid blue card out of this pack.
You definitely need the draw 2 over the Essence Scatter.
I agree.
We have some interaction. We really need to pick up extra cards here.
Yeah, and while I would normally love Stinging Shot in decks like this, we have a bunch of flyers as it happens. We're that version, and we really need to draw 2. But I just always made deck Stinging Shot, the first Stinging Shot in this deck. The Wind over Vizier pick was going towards more interaction. Ooh, we tabled the Weaver. I wasn't considering how likely we might be to table a Weaver, which should have been a significant factor, and I just overlooked that, and that easily could have moved the needle.
Yeah. No, I think
probably a great move on
general,
Marshall's part.
And this is probably my fault. We have been talking about this like a little too much as an individual draft rather than a team draft.
Yeah, I'll blame you for that.
And I mean, whoa! He just took Unburden over this red 6/4 cycler. We need just a big body here. Like I think that pick could really cost him.
Yeah, he's thinking. He's not thinking of himself as short. That clearly that tells us that he's thinking Unburden is a good sideboard card against decks like his, and not thinking that of this hole that we're currently perceiving in his deck. Where I agree, he's a little, despite having. It's weird to say about a deck with Locust God and Sifter Worm in it, but for what this archetype wants, for this archetype, you need to be overpowered. You need to have a certain amount to make up for all of this mana you're putting in your deck.
And it's possible that because his top end is premium stuff, he's going to be able to get away with it.
Right, and some of his lower
end. I just got a second draw too. That's a big game.
Right, and I think it helps a relevant amount that he's got his random filler cards are 3/3s for 3 and creatures with flying, not stuff that's dedicated to not really being able to get in damage.
Yeah.
So he should be able to piece, especially against weaker team draft decks. There's not necessarily going to be people that are going to be super able to punish him.
People have to use the removal spells on his Naga or whatever, and then he gets to stick a big thing.
Right. I think I'm taking Cancel for my board here. Or is the Reduce actually the better board card with his mana base is going to be?
Yeah. Reduce, I mean, there's
I think so much
of
Reduce here
than Cancel.
Yeah.
And Reduce is going to counter your big stuff every time. So even if you're thinking about it as taking it to Force 3 or Locust God or whatever, it's more likely that they can splash the Reduce to counter your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think Reduce was the better pick than Cancel there.
What are we at? 22. Is that number right? Is that 22 with the lands and stuff? That can't be right, can it? 6, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22. That's 24. So it's 21 spells. That's low.
This one's close. Yeah, I think I like the Cancel over without weakness. We, just can't put the low impact card in our deck, even if part of our game was kind of into tricks. It's not where we're at.
I think we probably have to play the Stinging Shot. Check your playables.
You take the Stinging Shot. This is a clear decision paralysis. I don't really believe in Zenith Seeker as a card.
Apparently, Marshall hasn't been on the wrong end of decision paralysis yet.
That's fair.
It doesn't happen a ton, but it is a thing, for sure. Okay, how would you rate Marshall's draft?
I can't go higher than a B. I think that he needed to be a little more open to, that early monolith or whatever. I think he was too willing to be red-green, really. I want something better than just getting some 3/3s for 3 to put me into an archetype that I think is that weak.
Yeah.
I think that he managed to move into being a multicolor deck when he got the Locust God, but I think there were some I think that passing that 6/4 cycler was a really big mistake. Right after tabling the Weaver Occurrence, being in the spot where he wants more to do with a lot of mana, that's just a free roll that's going to add some extra power to his deck that could really help. Hadn't really noticed until just now, exactly how light he is on red. Fully move into blue-green splash red.
Oh, did you not hear me when I was I don't know why that Blur Blades is still in there after most of the red went, and it was Locust God Open Fire Blur Blades, and I'm I mean, Blur Blades is a fine card and all. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this draft, perhaps coincidentally happened to, it happened to point out, or it made you look smart in that I think the way it worked out, Marshall would have been better off if he had just been closer to your strategy to begin with. Like,
sure, but I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that like I noticed early that I kind of like lost track of just because of trying to like talk through everything. Where like, he saw open fire, second pick, took that, and then didn't see any red for the rest of the pack. And I think he was like too attached to not moving into another color to make up for the fact that red really wasn't open, and just like locked in on that open fire until like getting a blue card, getting Locust Guide forced him to open up a little bit. But I think that like he needed to identify earlier, like black was totally open, for example, where like he wasn't seeing any red. Look to move into like not playing or splashing the open fire and find a better second color than like just like being red green 3/3s. And then we saw that in pack 3 where I think he adjusted correctly. Like he took blue cards, like he quickly shifted from blue being a splash to blue being his main color in a way that was definitely appropriate, given how much red was getting cut. But I still wish that we'd been on it a little earlier, and that we like had a couple more expensive cards of any variety, like that serpent that we passed. Just like in general, I think he was underrating big cyclers.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, this deck is fine, but for having being a multicolored deck and having open Mirror Arc and Locust Guide, I think we did not do great.
Yeah, the second Feral Prowler would be really nice.
Third,
yeah, the Feral Prowler that he passed.
Yeah. Feral Prowler, a couple more big guys, maybe another Manolith would go a really long way. Is this 20? Yeah, that's 24. I think we're gonna see what Hayne was doing. Is Hayne on the other side of the table?
Jake Mandela, I would assume that he is playing Amulet, but was thinking of it as a land. He didn't have his like deserts in the deck either.
Yeah.
So apparently we're bouncing over to Hayne. Hayne has I haven't made out all these cards yet, but it looks like a nice blue-red deck just based on the curve.
Looks like, so he's got that riddle form. Where was he sitting? Marshall.
Okay, so this is the deck.
Okay, Andrew. Okay, so he got that Solid Blade with like 3 cards in the pack. And yeah, he did. So he passed from that riddle form, and he ended up drafting the riddle form deck. I guess we also knew he had passed from that Enigma Drake. He took a Bloodwater Entity that must have been either first pick or second pack. Probably second pack. Oh, and he's got an Insult to Injury that he opened in the third pack. That's not bad. He's playing an Imminent Doom. This is an Imminent Doom deck.
Oh, nice. All right, now I'm into it. Yeah, he has 5 1-drops with the Imminent Doom.
And infinite 2-drops.
Yeah, no, this
goes to 4.
This is a nice Imminent Doom deck.
Can't go to 5, sadly.
That's all right. Yeah, this is this is what you want Blue Red to look like.
He's not playing Kindled Fury. I really liked Kindled Fury in my version of this deck, and really did not like Unquenchable Thirst a lot. And it looks like he only has 1 desert, so I don't know what that Unquenchable Thirst is really doing. Like, you're not fooling anybody with your blue-red Solid Blade deck. They're not going to turn their guys sideways all of a sudden and let you like.
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 Spellweaver Eternal. Like, Kindled Fury is awesome on Spellweaver Eternal.
The Unquenchable Thirst, unless there's more than that 1 red desert, the Unquenchable Thirst looks wildly wrong to me. You also they're going to get deckless, like, on top of that. Yeah, like, everyone's just going to know.
You want your tricks to, like, play with your Enigma Drake, right? Like.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got more Cunning Survivors he could be playing. He could be punishing Marshall for that Decision Paralysis if he felt the need. Wouldn't be bad at all. Sutcliffe's very good to me. I guess regardless of if he gets that Unquenchable Thirst out of it, but especially if he does. Yeah. I like this deck. I also really like its matchup against, like, Marshall, for example. Like, I don't think Marshall's
he just has
really...
2 main deck Supreme Wills that are, like, awesome in his deck because they let him, like, trigger prowess whenever he wants and find more spells and stuff, but also just backdoor into countering his big stuff.
Right. And then,
also, like...
And then the Insult to Injury.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, how does he
what are you going to do? He has to bring in a counter or something, and, like... But how are you going to stay in position for a counterspell with your, like, clunky ramp deck against, like, red-blue?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That seems like it could be a little rough. Oh, this is 26 cards to begin with. He's still cut that Unquenchable Thirst. Right. We're just going to cut that. One imagines. And then we'll be down to 25 and need to cut one more.
Maybe.
Unless he's gonna play. It's insult to injury.
He has like double red draw card, Tormenting Voice, the blue cartouche. Like I know that
Only
I think
one
Jerry was
desert.
saying that like his favorite archetype is 14 land red blue.
Okay.
And I can't imagine your curve gets too much lower than this. I would imagine 15 land is a comfortable place to be here.
Okay, so just cut the Unquenchable Thirst. Oh, maybe we still want the Kindled Fury though. Oh wait, that Vizier looks pretty whatever. What's that thing doing?
Is that Vizier Tumbling Sea?
Yeah. I think I would just cut that for Kindled Fury. That thing looks way off plan.
Depends I don't remember passing a lot of Unquenchable Thirsts or anything. Like, he might know how many things there are in the draft that it's going to be really good against that isn't something that I was necessarily like, putting a lot of energy into.
Like what?
Just, like, Binding Mummy, Unquenchable Thirst. Is there any other lockdown type card? I guess it's just that.
Decision Paralysis.
Sure.
How many creatures do you usually like in your spells decks? That's always a tough balance for me.
It is a tough balance. And I haven't drafted the deck enough that I have like an exact number. This balance looks good. Like
Right.
he has like a lot of spells, but there are a lot of cantrips in there and stuff. Like he's not creature.
And the Riddle Form is an extra creature.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I mean like just like in general, 13 creatures in like an aggro deck with a bunch of tricks is a reasonable place to be. So if he's on functional 13 with a bunch of like card draw, I think it's plenty.
Oh, all right. I think we're gonna go through this. Mike Sirius' draft, who is sitting somewhere, probably on the opposite side. Oh,
Ooh,
I wonder what he took.
That's a fun one.
Wonder what he took.
So if that's not there, what do you take?
Puncturing Blast. Blow. Puncturing Blow.
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess, but I just hate that card. I hate 4-mana sorcery removal so much. It's like, I know I shouldn't hate it, but like...
Exiling is big enough game.
If I didn't prefer
like...
red over black, I'd be like Black Desert.
Right.
But, I mean, like, I don't think I should, but I want to go like Blur Blades over Puncturing Blow.
Wow, that's aggro.
It is. That's the point.
Well, lucky for C, he didn't have to struggle with this too much, I'm quite sure. Were you surprised Gift didn't break out more at the PT?
Not given that red was the thing that did break out. It's just like, how do you construct a gift deck that's not bad against red? It's so much setup and so much clunk.
Alright, let's see what he took next. Hope Tender, which is a card I've been pretty medium on, but this is a very medium pack. I think Home into Venom, like, the strongest card, but is Hope Tender stronger than that?
So
you're trying to put his play at 7 drops, so it's a fine pick.
It's a 2/2 for 2, like, and like that's just those can't be that bad, and get an extra mana once is a pretty big deal.
Yep.
Every now and then it just like goes off with Gift of Paradise.
When you have Godfrey's Gift, what are you trying to draft?
So
Cyclers are great.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Ramp is obviously...
Multicolor is a great place for it, right? Like,
sure.
you want a bunch of Cyclers in there anyway. You want to get to 7 mana.
You're playing this card that ramps you to 7 mana by itself.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the 2/4 ritualist.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's the best archetype for it. It goes in basically anything. Like, yeah. I mean, it's 7 mana. 7 mana is not insane, and it's an artifact. Yep. It's going to be good in whatever. But yeah, I like it most in Multicolor Ramp.
Yeah.
Hope Tender, I think, is a good pick there. Like, it's, only a little worse than Naga Vitalist, really. Like, you don't tap Naga Vitalist for mana that many times, and being 2/2 is quite a bit better than being 2/1.
What's next? I think it's... Yeah, but you want to tap it right away twice. Is the thing.
Sure.
Vizier Anointed, most powerful card in the pack.
I love that card. I love that card so much, I spent most of my time in Constructed working on playing it.
Yeah, I mean... It doesn't...
It doesn't what?
Well, I'm just thinking, like, it interacts with the Godfrey's gift mechanic, but, you know, I'm trying to think of a way that matters at all, and not really getting there. Like,
sure, but who cares? They're just both good cards.
Yeah.
We only have, like, one colored card at this point.
Sure.
We can, like, splash whatever, like, a random, like, good Eternalizer Embalm card we end up seeing.
It's noteworthy that the 3 best cards in this pack are blue.
It's noteworthy, and it means that our blue deck's going to be great because now it's cutting us.
Alright, we pick up a Supreme Will in the next pick. Blue looks to be the right spot. I think it's safe to say. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs would probably be fine.
Whoa.
Grizzly Survivor. Wow, that is not a thing that I would have taken.
Not in a million years.
There's a great desert here. That rivulet, man. We're talking about
with Godpharaohs.
Oh man, it's I was about to say it's good enough for standard. It's almost good enough for standard. Yeah, I would have taken the desert here, and if I wasn't taking the desert, I would have taken the Pharaoh Prowler. I think. Did we get a black card yet that I don't?
No, we're moving into black for Grizzlies when they're just like good cards.
They're just good cards. Very good cards in our colors. Yeah, like, strongly disagree.
And if you're just like looking to be like multicolored, taking the best card, there's like that even
any of the other cards in the pack, like you take a random card out of this pack, and it's almost certainly going to be better than.
I'm not even sure that that's not the worst black card.
It's very. I mean, it's close to the worst card in the pack. What's the worst card in this pack?
That makes crazy.
All right, now the wheels have come way off.
What is happening?
Wait, are we sure? Are we sure Mike didn't disconnect? I'm raising my prediction odds Mike disconnected during this, and somehow we just didn't notice. Because this got weird.
Right, like Sigrist is a good drafter, and we just went worst black card into the pack into a random aggressive white card as our 4th color after not moving into white in the previous pack. While we could have just taken like a random like 4/4 cycler in our gift for the Godpharaoh deck that wants like the creature in the graveyard.
I have no words. Well, if we're willing to take a crappy black creatures, if we're willing to be black enough to take white grab creatures,
there's no way that he's connected for this. I mean, this is gonna be great when like he watches this and he's like, "No, these picks were." I was just, what are guys?
What's gonna be great was when he wins with these. When he's just a symbol at the end of this, we're just gonna see this absolute masterpiece. He's just gonna obliterate everyone. Oh, we pieced it all together. Here we go. Here's the glue. We've got mana fixing. Now we can play all of our mediocre cards. These are just cards. These are.
Yeah,
he's taking white and black cards, kind of. Yeah, he's taking white and black cards, like cards.
Well, that's the thing.
That points towards
with the Vizier.
But it kind of points also towards Goof Grab, right? Doesn't it start you with the rare?
I don't know.
Does it not do that anymore? Is there ever? Was I imagining that?
But regardless, it's like, pretty reasonable for our deck. I don't know that it's the pick. I don't even know what our deck looks like at this point, to be honest. This is a very
well, that's because deck is like very generous. Like, oh wait, there's some coherence between those two picks. I think it's possible these might be actual real life picks. That's a playable card. That's good. That's a solid card. It's not like it's one of the better cards in this pack. He could have intended to pick that.
That might have been intentional.
We need a dial that rates how likely it is. We need like an advantage bar for a likelihood of him being connected during any particular point in the draft. All right, is this a new stalwart? Okay, he's got a plan now. It's a bunch of 2-drops and it's a bunch of 2-drops and cards that cost more than 7 that are unbeatable. I have liked the high-low strategy. I generally prefer Pharaoh Prowlers to like 2/2 beaters, but all right. I mean, Overwhelming Splendor is fine even just as a D draft, I guess. Like it's a great card. All right, Sandblast. All right.
Strategy.
There's definitely no color. I'm sure we're not. I think we're not black anymore.
Wait, like, do we have a red card?
Oh, we're on no red. Have we dodged that? Okay, so we're just Naya. Or wait, green, white, blue. Yeah,
Bant.
We're green, white, Bant.
Yeah, Bant with like a random. Yeah, because the only black card I think is that 2/3.
There's been a bunch of random. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're Bant.
I don't like Gideon's defeat over that 2/3 Embalm guy or Eternalized guy, given that he has Vizier the Anointed.
He already has one.
Eh? Like, I actually want backups. I don't know.
It's a lot
like,
of force.
If he already has one and
his
like
curve doesn't
reasonable.
support it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I don't really know what his deck looks like.
Wow, that Riverwinder went late.
Riverwinder's
That's
real
a
nice.
good card, people.
Getting that as a 4/4 off your 4/4 hexproof off the God Pharaohs.
Feral Prowler so disrespected in this draft.
Yeah, but I mean the combatant again. Like,
No, I'm not saying he necessarily should have taken it. I'm just saying they went too late.
So I mean, there's this idea with Vizier that it's like, once you have a couple things that you're going to be safe on putting something in the graveyard with it, you don't need more because like you got your value. But it's like a lot better if you just incidentally have some others in the graveyard and just go off.
Yep. All right, got a lot
some
of
good
blue.
Like blue filler stuff.
Yeah, I think this white is falling by the wayside.
Drakehaven.
I wonder how that's in our deck.
Have,
yeah, he picked up 1, maybe 2 countervailing winds at the end of that, along with some Cunning Survivors.
And he has like
that Riverwinder.
I wish he had the hollow one, but.
Okay, sure.
We might table this, or you might be hoping to table this Rumor Scale Drake, but I think that's the one that Marshall took.
It doesn't have any hippos. Yeah, it definitely is.
Green Cartouche over Vizier Tumbling Sands is like noteworthy, not wrong, but like that was a pick.
He doesn't really have removal, right?
Probably not. I like getting the Embalm here.
So we're firmly not banned. Not.
This was also a pick,
color.
taking the Embalm guy over the Cycling card with Drakehaven. Like.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Drakehaven. That Drakehaven might have been like medium defensive draft. Like. Yeah. You don't want it to end up in a good deck on the opposing team for it. Okay, that's a. Yep. Firmly banned.
Oh,
as far as I can tell. He has so many 2-drops in his deck.
Duelist here is so
he has a lot of 2-drops in his deck.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying his deck is like a ton of 2-drops.
Yeah.
just in case. I might take a trick.
Well,
yes.
No, the draw 2, right? Like.
Oh, but even like Mighty Leap with like
he has to be totally off the
2-drops.
Drakehaven if he's not taking.
He is. I'm saying. I think it was just a D draft mostly, but I think I have enough 2-drops that I take Mighty Leap here.
Yeah. I mean, I think I take one of them. I don't think you need another 2-drop here. I don't know what desert stuff he has or what he's like, what his splash color looks like and stuff. You already know about like Painted Bluffs versus like Juris Resolve.
Wow, free Cartouche.
Yeah, that might be good in his deck.
He's infinite 2-drops.
He should have shepherded. Oh yeah, tons of 2-drops.
And versus Resolve. Oh wow, he's actually getting some late picks that are really like he has a bunch of the stalwarts. Like he might have. I guess he's just white green or banned aggro God Pharaoh's Gift.
Yeah, and I don't even know how much blue he actually ended up.
Rerolled the Mighty Leap.
Putting in his deck.
Okay.
So he might have just turned into green white beat.
All right. Yeah, it looked like he was firmly blue for a while, but yeah, then he did get a lot of. White was what was open in back 3.
Yeah, I want to see the deck build on this. I think there's a good chance he's just like solid green white aggro after when all is said and done there.
How'd you rate that?
Probably pretty good, considering he didn't seem to be there for pack 1. I don't know. It's so hard to rate when it's like, I don't know what's happening, into, okay, now something's happening, but I don't know at what point exactly he started being in control. But, like, thinking back on it, like, he has some good stuff going on.
All right. Are we ready? All right, we're gonna have a few ads here for you for some fantastic products, and then we've got some magic coming up. So don't go away.
Looking for a challenge? Magic Online offers monthly limited and constructed events, which lead to the yearly Magic Online Championship. Download Magic Online at mtgo.com and start earning the points you need to enter. Check out Hour of Devastation booster draft leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com. HasCon is happening September 8th through 10th in Providence, Rhode Island. HasCon will be hosting a Magic the Gathering Iconic Masters release event, 25th anniversary drafts, Magic spell slinging, and all your favorites from the world of Hasbro. Join the family.